this Manchester United 11 were involved in midweek World Cup matches. One of them, Paul Ince, returned injured to Old Trafford and is unable to play today. However, United's strength and depth manifests itself again. Replacing Ince is 90 times capped Brian Robson, some sub to have. The rest of the stars are there, Hughes and Giggs and Keane and Cantona. Tottenham Hotspur in 5th place in the Premiership, 7 points behind Manchester United. Welcome back today, number 7, Nick Barmby. He's back after having 3 leg operations to play his first game of the 93-94 season. 15 Howells and number 6, their skipper Gary Mavitt, will probably line up together at the centre of the back four. It's Keith Burge from Tony Pandy. It's a cold, sharp, dry day in Manchester, and as you can see from the shadows, the sun is shining. So pretty well an ideal day for football. David Kerslake looking for Kasky. Sheringham, and offside against Nick Barmby, the comeback boy. What a future he looked to have a season ago, and then all those operations on his calves, which had grown oversized, a problem he had since childhood. Gary Pallister, one of those disappointed international players in midweek with the free kick, looking for Hughes, taken away by the number 15 David Howells. Bruce for Peter Schmeichel. Got an award in Copenhagen on Wednesday for the 2nd year in a row being named the world's number 1 goalkeeper. Covering player for Spurs is Gary Mavitt. Jason Dizelle. Schmeichel almost kicks a ball too far. That could work out very nicely for him. Looking for Lee Sharp, who starts the game on the right-hand side today with Ryan Giggs on the left. And of course, Cantona and Mark Hughes in the centre of the striking force. Cantona just slightly withdrawn as the normal. As Kasky cushioning it back to Vinnie Samways. Samways to David Kerslake. Sheringham. Took a long time to get it under control, but got it. Difficult for the goalkeeper, as you can see. Peter Schmeichel, the sun just ducking in over the stands, and some shadows to confuse as well along the commentary side of the ground. Gazelle, Samways, Kasky, came off Keane, back by Irwin. He was doubtful for this game, an injury sustained on Wednesday, but Alec Ferguson is among those who's delighted that he's fit to play. One of the most consistent players in United. Bruce, Robson, Keane, Pallister, Parker. Looking for Cantona. Well covered by Samways. This is Howells, tidying up behind. Sol Campbell. Control letting him down. Throw in for Paul Parker. And what does he do? He throws it straight back into touch again. Big Norwegian goalkeeper. He is on his way to the World Cup. The finals, that is, in America next year. Another mighty drive from Schmeichel. That's Keane to Sharp. Hughes waits for Irwin to come forward. David Kerslake, the man who signed 3 weeks ago from Leeds, was the one who got in the challenge. Jason Dizelle He's got Campbell moving on the left, and there's a bit of space ahead of him. Manchester United, though, have funneled back 7 men. Goal side of the ball. This is Campbell. Looking for Sheringham's head. Well covered by the 6'4" of Gary Pallister. Irwin to Giggs. Hughes shuffling off Howells. And the free's been given. Mark Hughes, one of that successful Welsh team in midweek with Ryan Giggs. John.
Well, a bright start. Manchester United, watching them last season, even though they won the league, they do let the teams settle in very quickly. They don't get as tight from throw-ins as they should do. And Spurs are well capable of taking advantage of that, because they do try to play a little bit too much at times, but they get on the ball and they do look for all over the pitch. That was a bad decision by the referee. Giggs was on his way through there.
Here's Keane. Cantona. What can he concoct out of this situation? Nothing that time. Was Gary Mabidis swept it away. Brian Robson. Eric Cantona. Look at that for control. Drops to Keane. And an easy catch in the end for Eric Torsford. Roy Keane.
That was a good chance for Spurs there, for Manchester United there. Spurs come out the play offside, and Cantona found an opposition. Is usually deadly from there. Good kick of the ball, only had to clip to the far post and made a mess of it. Excellent chance for Manchester United. That's what I mean by Manchester United not going tight to throw-ins. Look at all the room Samways have, and this is where you build from here. Manchester United have a big job now to get the ball back, whereas they had it from the throw-in. They have Spurs tight, or should have them tight, with a good chance of winning it.
With the ball, David Howells. David Kerslake. Darren Caskey in a challenge with Dennis Irwin. Manchester United's tickets office told me yesterday that they couldn't remember a greater demand for tickets for a league game. Even the players coming back of international duty couldn't get any spare tickets. They were selling this morning in the centre of Manchester £60 to stand up and see this game. Hughes looking for one through. And Torsford in front of the sellout 45,000 gives it to Samways. Kerslake. Pallister. Nice header that by Pallister. Killed the pace of the ball. Ryan Giggs to Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes to Paul Parker. Touchline is looming up. Parker times it well, but he doesn't time the pass so well, or does he? Mabit in before Keane. Comes off the Irish international. Goal kick.
I must say, you'd expect more from an England full-back than that type of ball to Keane. It's the second time he's been on the ball, Parker. Throw in down the line, as Jimmy mentioned earlier on, straight out of play. It does annoy me playing at times, Parker, because I don't think he takes the responsibility that he should when he gets the ball. Lots of options on from there. It was a really good move by Manchester United. And that was a ball you have to give when you're under pressure down the line. Nothing ball.
Vinnie Samways. Sol Campbell. Samways again, getting a lot of room. Can he make the best use of it? Playing a little 1-2 here with Nick Barmby. Keane got in the challenge. Here's Samways skipping away from Hughes. Kerslake had to return from an outside right position to right back to take it. Gazelle. Samways again, just being treated to the freedom of the centre circle by United. Caskey here with Pallister. Barmby. Caskey. Barmby is available again.
And United have to get a grip on Samways. They can't give him that much room in the middle of the pitch, because he is a good player. He can use the ball extremely well, and Spurs will get a lot of possession of the ball, too much from Manchester United's liking, if they keep letting them get on the ball like that in the middle of the field.
Roy Keane, Lee Sharp and Paul Parker. Cantona. Surveys the options. What a ball to Ryan Giggs, and the run's been made through the middle by Robson. It looked as though the run was timed to perfection. In the end, the ball seemed to bobble on him. One way or another, he lost control. Chance gone.
Great move by Manchester United. Open by Cantona's ball out to the left here. Good run by Brian Robson. As you say, Jim, it doesn't come down on a little bit of touch of handball there, and then it's hit his knee on the way down. But Robson's still good at that, still a good player.
David Howells. Caskey to Barmby. Challenge from Giggs. Mark Hughes. Roy Keane. Don't know if he heard a call, but he certainly didn't play it the easy way. Barmby to Caskey. Easily read by Irwin. Hughes and Cantona linking up. Cantona looks for Giggs. Flags up. Offside. There's always something in the air when Giggs and Cantona have the ball. They're two very gifted individuals. You have a bit of a telepathy between them two on the park. They've been playing for 10 minutes at Old Trafford, no goals. It was 4-1 in the corresponding fixture here at Old Trafford in the Premier League last season. On a day when United might have scored 8. Schmeichel looks for Cantona. In came Giggs. Hughes in there as well. Hughes getting by Kerslake. And it was a good challenge by Howells to get them out of trouble. Here's Keane backing up the front runners. Keane into Hughes. Spurs look to the linesman. Why, I don't know. But it was the strength of Keane coming through that created it.
I think it would be better there, Jimmy, if Mark Hughes had just stepped out of the way, because Keane could see what he was doing. Hughes had his back to the goal, or half back to the goal there when he received the ball. But Spurs are playing a dangerous game if they're coming out to play offside from that position. Because if Keane goes on his own, anyway, it doesn't matter how many players were there, Manchester United players.
Bit of pushing, and Howells does not get away with it. Irwin. Ryan Giggs. There's always a sparkle in this young Welshman. Ryan Giggs is still only 19. There's so much football behind him. And hopefully a lot more to come. Gary Pallister up for the corner. Way beyond everybody in a red shirt as far as Teddy Sheringham. Finds Samways. It was a good pass to pick. And a great break here for Tottenham if they can do anything with it. Caskey in possession. Sedgley was flinging across the cross. It's Samways. Barmby came back from an offside position to beyond when the ball was played. Kerslake across. Palace's head clears it for United. Samways thinking of a shot, trying a shot, and Schmeichel not happy with the lack of challenges in the defensive screen ahead of him.
Have you ever seen Schmeichel when he was happy, Jim? I've seen him at fault for goals. He's a good goalkeeper, but he does annoy me again when he's obviously at fault for a goal and turns around and starts shouting at all his defenders and looking at all his defenders. I mean, what could his defenders do about that? It's a long way out, Samways. He did it over the top of the bar.
Gary Mabbott. It's Samways who tidies it up. Howells gives it back to Mabbott. Samways wants it, always wants the ball. Makes himself available and free. There's no one within 15 metres of him most times in this match so far.
Well, I must say that's Keane's responsibility there. He's got to get tight on Samways. It's okay making forward runs and trying to get on the ball, but you do have a responsibility when the opposition have the ball, particularly with your man, and he's the nearest to Samways all the time, to get a hold of him and get closer to him. He's just dropping back too far, Keane. He's not marking anybody else.
Poor ball out by Bruce. Leaves Caskey in possession. Barmby made the run across the face of the goal. Runs into Gary Pallister and wins himself a free kick. And certainly the big man and the small man there. 6'4" Pallister, about 5'7", with platforms. Nick Barmby.
Big lads like Pallister sometimes don't like to be marking a little fella like that. A little bit too nippy for them. And Barmby has good feet. Nippy little player, clever player.
Dizelle in there now with Teddy Sheringham. Sedgley takes it. Sheringham.
Good free kick that. I think that came from the training ground where they bunched in the middle and over the top, and Sheringham just backed away from him. Again, whoever's marking him there was badly at fault, whether it be Pallister or Bruce. Shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's just backing away from him. I think it was, I don't know who's the nearest one to him there, Jim. Was it Pallister?
Irwin, Hughes, Giggs. Samways again, doing ever so well. Ryan Giggs. Irwin, Robson, Hughes. Lee Sharp had come up the right, run offside. They've got to hold it for a moment to allow him back on. He's back on now. Here's Parker's cross. In went Robson. Drops awkwardly for Mark Hughes. Taken by Teddy Sheringham. Poor ball. But Campbell makes the most of it. Gets it away from Parker, who looks a bit lackadaisical as he went for it. Here's Campbell raiding. And not for the first time since he joined United, Bruce gets in the telling challenge. Perhaps the best uncapped centre-back in the game. Samways. Flung across to Sheringham's head. In came Barmby.
Just looking short of a little bit of match practice, Barmby. I think this is his first game this season, Jim. You know, it's difficult for him. He's only a young player as well. But normally in those positions now, he's very sharp there.
Ball with Paul Parker. Lee Sharp. Instructions from Bruce is to knock it back to Schmeichel. The ball moved away from him, so he's got to kick it long. That's the only option. Dizelle. Kasky, fouled by Robson. Sheringham to Campbell. Samways. See how far Keane's away from him. He's the nearest player there. Sheringham with Robson. Another foul against Brian Robson.
Yeah, Keane's got to get tight on him, because Spurs are a very, very skillful side, and they do try to pass the ball home or away, and they're certainly not showing any great respect for Manchester United. When they have the ball, they are trying to get forward, and Samways is starting most of it. Keane has nothing to lose by getting closer to him. In fact, he has to do it. He's doing his job properly. He's got to get much, much closer to Samways.
Please contact your nearest police officer. Also in the family stand we have a Norman Hart. Norman Hart in the family stand. You have Craig's ticket. He's waiting outside the family stand for the ticket. Norman Hart in the family stand. You have Craig's ticket. He's waiting outside.
Osvaldo Ardiles, little Argentine, is now trying to get his team to practice what he used to practice, and now preaches that the passing game is the way forward. Here's Cantona. Roy Keane on it. He's got support now from Hughes and Cantona. Cantona wanted the ball played square where he was unmarked. United will have another chance. It's Irwin to Giggs. Such wonderful individual skill. That's brilliant. Giggs, and back came Sedgley to knock it behind for a corner, and the crowd are buzzing here at Old Trafford, all because of this young man. Teddy Sheringham, injured in a challenge with Brian Robson, is having more trouble, and it looks as though maybe his game has ended.
Looks like he's done his knee there, Jim, doesn't it? Looks like he's twisted his knee. That's bad news for him. He'll definitely go off if that's the case.
Bad news for Ardiles and for Spurs. It doesn't look too good for him.
Now you see a player go down after an injury and haven't had treatment a little bit early on. It's not a good sign, because if it's a knock of any description, they just run it off, a little bit sore and run it off. If Sheringham has twisted his knee, all that backwards and forwards with his legs not going to do him any good at all.
Well, just twisted a little bit more. But anyway, he's on his feet, as you can see. Teddy Sheringham is back. And Ryan Giggs to take the corner from Manchester United. Nicely holding up there, way by Mabbutt. Drops down as far as Lee Sharp. Sharp to Irwin. Sam was very aware of what was on and what wasn't. Prevented the corner, but did he prevent the danger? Here's Roy Keane getting away from Sheringham, who cannot perform on one leg, and I'd say his game is over. Mabbutt knocks it away. And that's a bad blow for Spurs if Sheringham can't continue. That's Kasky bashing it away. Here's Stennis Irwin. Comes back to take it short of Schmeichel again. Pallister's gone square with him. Bruce is just diagonally right of Pallister. Not a great deal of movement up front. Now Hughes has moved. Hughes trying to find Giggs. And away by Howells. Back by Pallister. All subs, the subs for Spurs still warming up. Paul Moran, probable replacement for Teddy Sheringham. Sol Campbell with the possession. Here's Sheringham, and that charge from Bruce won't do him any good either. It's now with Cantona to Hughes. Chest kill, looking in for Robson, drops to Giggs. And that was going places, only David Kerslake got in the way. Number 22, David Kerslake. And the sub will be coming on.
And we have a substitution for Spurs, replacing number 10.
Paul Moran, or Moran as they call him, coming in for Teddy Sheringham, the England international. It's bad news for him. He's a good player, Sheringham, and he's done very, very well for Spurs. 22 league goals for them since he came for over £2 million. So Paul Moran is in the side. The former trainee, and what a match to come into. Dennis Irwin with the corner kick for Manchester United. Lee Sharp didn't deliver to Giggs. Samways clears it. Here's Irwin.
Big blow for Spurs there, because they've nobody really to replace Sheringham.
Schmeichel. That was a very important header by Gary Mabbutt. Sharp plays it to Hughes. Good work by Lee Sharp. Good work by Jason Dizelle. Now Paul Parker, Brian Robson poking it through to Hughes. Taken down by Kane, inside to Sharp.
Oh, great chance for Sharp there. I don't think he had to take the extra touch, really. If we do see it again, he could have hit it first time.
Another corner for United. It's with Sharp. Kane, Pallister, just jabbing it up to the head of Giselle. Hooked away by Kasky. Parker, Sharp. Campbell's interception frees Barmby. Kasky goes on a run. The interception by Bruce. In possession is Ryan Giggs. He to Hughes, goes for the turn. He's been double teamed here by Spurs. Still ekes out a cross. Ryan Giggs is pure theatre at Old Trafford. Knock on there by Moran. Tremendous kick by Peter Schmeichel. Arrives at Hughes. Very good in those situations. Hughes back to the opponent. Irwin. Robson making the deep run. Dozell covering him. And another corner kick for Manchester United. "20 minutes to the half-time break. Giggs' corner, head of Pallister. And Darren Caskey at the near post to clear it. Irwin and Pallister take it away from the touchline to Cantona. Keane turns away from Moran. Parker, Keane, Cantona. Nobody wide on the right. He's got to hold it for a bit. Now he has. Sharp has made himself available again. Taking it up to Campbell. Sedgley there as well. Sharp, Irwin, Cantona, Irwin, Cantona. So a lot of passing. Looked neat. In the end, it was Cantona who had the shot. But in a very tight situation, United's control was good. Perhaps too many passes.
Irwin was very good there. Once he got in and around the box, he was fair to come up and play 1-2. Cantona got a little break. Coming back to him here. Not really troubling the goals.
Two Scandinavian goalkeepers here today. Erik Thorsvedt of Norway. Peter Schmeichel, Denmark. Big push on the back by Pallister on Moran. 16 minutes to half-time. No goals at Old Trafford. Spurs on the attack. Barmby. Caskey. Knocked on by Dozell. Sedgley was coming through. Sedgley to Sharp. Got three ahead of him. One of them is Hughes. Overcooks it for Keane.
Good goalkeeping by Schmeichel there. Read the situation well and got out after the ball. United have got to get the ball out to Giggs as much as possible. He's the one that's going to cause the real trouble to Spurs. Got cars like on toast, as they say in the game, to get out to him as much as possible.
Supply to Cantona, cut off by Gary Mabbott. Robson to Bruce. Irwin. Bruce, Pallister. Good options available to Manchester United. Every man in possession has at least 2 or 3 passes on, if they can pick the right one. Pallister to Bruce and start all over again. Irwin. How consistent Dennis Irwin is. Bruce, Irwin. Pallister. Hughes. Irwin to Cantona. Kerslake's the nearest defender. I said it went across and stretching for it. Roy Keane.
Oh, great move by Manchester United. They kept the ball for so long there. Crowd getting very impatient when they were at the back. Good ball by Cantona. Unfortunately for Keane, he's caught it with the inside of his right foot and the ball just spinning away from him. But a good move by Manchester United. Kept possession brilliantly. Crowd just getting onto them as well. And one good ball, I think it was Premier, went down the line to Cantona, and they've really got Spurs in all sorts of trouble.
Robson pushing it forward. That's Robson. Vinnie Samwes. Barmby. Barmby looking ring rusty. Hughes. Nobody does that better than Hughes. And turns and commits Mabbutt to the foul that really the Spurs skipper had no chance of doing anything else then. Hughes is absolutely brilliant at that, pulling the ball down from a high delivery. Here's Paul Parker looking for Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs is offside. Here's Barmby, and a good little run through here by Sedgley to hit it. That's a great right-hand stop by Peter Schmeichel. Almost out of nothing. United could have been one down. But what a brilliant save by the man they call the world's #1 goalkeeper. Hughes looking for Sharp, and that was close for United. But Schmeichel earned his crust then.
Good move by Spurs, very simple. Good ball by Barmby, who hasn't been playing well. Put Sedgley through. A really good save by Schmeichel down to his foot, which is supposed to be one of the most difficult saves for a goalkeeper. And he did really well to get that.
Just might have seen Darren Cassie getting knocked there. Brian Robson stood on his hand that last challenge. Robson gives it to Giggs. Giggs is running straight at Vinnie Samways. And winning himself the corner kick.
Exceptionally quick Giggs. 19 years of age. You can imagine he can get stronger and fitter and quicker than he is. It's his pace that will separate him from the rest. But Samways did well there, defended well for Spurs, but Giggs the one to pose the problems all the time.
Giggs' corner kick, Sol Campbell's header, and the United throw. Giggs, Cantona. Foul, I thought, by Kasky. But throw-in again for Manchester United. About 11 minutes to half-time, plus time added on for the injury to Teddy Sheringham.
That's what Giggs has got to do now. Corner kicks and now, when he's going to get the ball across, but after all his good work and corner kicks, concentrate now and getting a good kick at it. Sometimes he's a little bit lax at that.
This time it looks a good one. Thorsford in there. Keane saw the ball for a moment, had a go at it, apologises to the big Norwegian. Sol Campbell. Sedgley, the man who had the best chance for Spurs in this game, to Barmby. Alistair lost it for a moment. Gives it to Keane. Parker, lack of first touch control, but gets away with it. Alistair for Irwin. Alistair, son causing some problems for him. That'd be his excuse anyway, as Howells intercepts the pass. Kasky plays it to Dozzell. Moran. Campbell's made a move on the left to give him a wide man option. Now 4 players in the penalty area for Spurs. Hit back to Samways.
I think if Spurs have a fault, that's it. They were in a great position to get forward there with Dozzell and Campbell on the far side, and they still finish up getting the ball back to Samways from a no-angle position. I think that once they get up there, they don't want to take the extra pass. They're just overdoing it a little bit in those situations.
Cantona reaches in, gives it to Robson. Robson supplies Giggs. Mabbutt's clearance. Giggs and Cantona. Another good looking cross for Hughes. But the challenging player was Campbell. Corner kick to Manchester United.
Great ball by Giggs there, and that's what he's got to concentrate on, because he's a beautiful kicker of the ball, and it's only a clip with his left foot from him, so it's only concentration all the time when he gets in those positions. Make sure he gets his crosses in.
That's Pallister there. Here's Sharp with the corner kick. In goes Keane, and a goal kick. Still no goals, about 7 minutes to half time. And based on the recent offers for Manchester United's Ryan Giggs of £15 million, you could say that the Manchester United lineup here today is worth £30 million. And of all the players on the field, the big Norwegian goalkeeper is Thorsvedt, is the only man who's sure at this moment of going to the World Cup finals. Kerslake, easy taken by Schmeichel. Clearance by Mabbutt, cushioned down by Robson to Giggs. Irwin back to Robson. Robson to Cantona. Campbell made the clearance. Here's Bruce. Paul Parker. Bruce again. Looking for Cantona. There's some chance for handball, but no way. Hit him on the face, actually. Here's Irwin. Giggs. Great little piece of play again by Dennis Irwin. Now it's Keane. Sharp lets it run to Parker. Keane. Giggs heading for goal, teasing, taunting the defence, and a very good challenge by Vinnie Samways. By far the most accomplished looking Spurs player. Bruce. Hughes. Parker. Hughes. Cantona. Robson. Spurs have brought everybody back just on the edge of their own penalty area. Keane was in there challenging, now it's Giggs. Looking for Cantona. Was pushing Sol Campbell. And the free kick out to Spurs, who really were on the rack there for a while.
Defending well, Spurs. They keep Manchester United in front of them all the time. Nice ball from Giggs again there. Cantona struggling to get at it. But Spurs have always got plenty of players goal side of the ball, and they're making it difficult for Manchester United. Manchester United well in control of the game, though.
Bruce, Cantona, Sharp. Campbell and Sedgley are the two players with him. Now, I think the adjudication there will be an obstruction by the Spurs full-back. Bruce has come up into the penalty box, and so is Gary Pallister, and they're leaving Parker and Irwin to mind the house. A bit of aerial power there now with Pallister and Bruce and Hughes. In goes Keane. Kersley got the clearance. Here's Parker. Sharp. It wouldn't be his favourite foot, and that, I suppose, proved his point. Great chant around the ground of United, United now. They're becoming a little anxious, I think, the crowd. All the possession and nothing to show for it. Keane looking for Giggs. It's a beautiful pass of Keane's. Giggs looking for the one near post. Darren Caskey to Vinnie Samways, and again that was a foul by Ryan Giggs coming in on the calves of Darren Caskey. Tough game this for Spurs, starting out of course with Darren Anderton, who has a groin injury, and then losing Teddy Sheringham so early, so really deprived of all the power up front that they might have been expecting today. Chance for Dazelle here, he's thinking about hitting it first go. Palace took it there before Barnby. Here's Vinnie Samways. Campbell. Barnby gives it back to Samways. Campbell to Samways, and now it's Spurs' turn to apply a bit of pressure of possession football. Samways, who plays very much in the style that his now manager Ozzy Ardiles used to play. Good, thoughtful little player.
I think as a midfield player in that position, Jim, once the ball comes back to you a couple of times, then you've got to be looking forward to stick somebody through. And if there's a fault in Samways' game, is that he's prepared to stand there, get it back, give it and get it back again. He's got to be picking out a forward ball. And see, even this position here, he's got to be picking out a forward ball, because it keeps coming back like that all the time.
And this time it leaves Keane away, as Samways got the pace to do anything about it. Good run by Keane. Pulled it well across the face of the goal, where United's nearest players were Hughes and Cantona. Ryan Giggs back to Cantona. This is danger for Spurs. Bruce has stayed up with the front players. Moran, the new man, knocking it away. Here's Lee Sharp, Gary Pallister. Cantona and Howells. Goal kick.
They're just going back to Samways there. He's got to hit a killer ball, or try to hit a killer ball sometimes, because eventually you're going to lose the ball like he did there. If it keeps coming back to you, the only reason as a midfield player you give a ball to get it back is to create more time and space for yourself to have a look up, to hit a more positive ball from there. So if you keep doing that, then you're going to lose it somewhere along the way.
Howells to Campbell. Pullman. Parker. Keane. Irwin. Doesn't often play a bad one. Intercept by Kerslake. Moran. Caskey. Samways. Campbell available on his left. Nobody coming outside him, and Samways stays put. They're playing on time added on now at the end of the first half. Campbell gets in the cross. Easy pickings for Peter Schmeichel. Cantona with Mabbutt. Referee acknowledges the foul but gives advantage. Cantona. Samways read it. Read it well. Then loses out. Does all the good work and then lose out simply to Hughes. Dazelle getting it away for Moran. Moran trying to cross it for Barnby. And Parker just got a touch on it, I do believe. But that will be the last action of the half. The teams will go in with no goals to show for the first half. Chances on both ends all right. One particularly good save by Schmeichel to deny Spurs, and a lot of Manchester United pressure with nothing to show for it. Half-time at Old Trafford in the sun. Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur. 44,600 is the announced official attendance, and away they go for the second half. It's Cantona, the block made by Howells. Parker takes it back from Cantona. Steve Bruce looking there for Hughes. Irwin. Flag was up anyway. Sedgley with Parker. Battling for it when it's out of play. A waste of energy. Peter Schmeichel. Dennis Irwin. Robson. Irwin to Pallister. Not a great deal happening for him 30-40 yards away. Cantona comes deep to take it. Came off Moore and back to Irwin. Brian Robson. Interception by Sedgley. That was Bruce putting it out of play. And it's a good thing the sun is shining. It's very cold here at Manchester today. First real signs of winter. Won by Robson. Sharp. Parker. Plenty of time for Schmeichel to get his stance right and hit it away. Up to Hughes. That's a foul by the Welshman. Been used by Terry Yards as a midfield player by Wales, because he has Giggs and Saunders available to him. That's Terry Sheringham. There's a quick glimpse there. On crutches. Gazelle. And off Irwin for the throw-in. Game that really started a tremendous sparkle. Some great runs, particularly by Giggs, some good moves by Cantona. Then came the injury to Sheringham, and really has never regained its momentum. Campbell. We give Sedgley no chance at all. Campbell gets in a good-looking cross. Schmeichel casual on it, and Moran had the header that's whipped off the line. Peter Schmeichel did look a little casual coming for that, as Keane breaks for United. To Cantona. Cantona delivers an early ball. Horsfield gets to it, and gets to it the second time before Ryan Giggs can avail. What a bit of an alarm that was at the other end for Peter Schmeichel and United.
Pallister does really well here. Schmeichel just gets his hand to it. Watch Pallister get back on the line. Barnby does well. Good header by Moran. With two players back in the line, Pallister and Bruce, where he should be in those situations. Spurs not out of it by any means. In fact, they've had the two best chances of the game so far. Sedgley's early on, and that particular instant there. United are playing everything in front of Spurs. They've got to get behind them a little bit. Somebody's got to get a break behind them.
One save by Schmeichel, one save by Pallister, the two chances to which Johnny Giles referred. Here's Brian Robson's free kick. Looking for the chest of Bruce. Found it all right. There was Moran's clearance to Parker. Pallister. Irwin. Mavitt. Zell. Moran. Looking for Barnby. Stopped by Irwin. Lee Sharp. Brian Robson. Replacing Paul Ince today, of course. Here's Keane. Trying to get one through to Giggs. Hughes, lovely little layoff to Cantona, and the stop was made by Howells. Kerslake. Samways to Barmby. They're 4 in the middle. Up went to Zell. It's still alive very much. Here's Moran with a cross, and one more time the long figure of Pallister gets it out. Back in again. This time it's Bruce conceding the corner, and Manchester United is the team that's under pressure now.
Yeah, Spurs are playing well even without Sheringham. The passing movement is good. Samways again in the picture there, hitting the telling pass. That's what he's got to look for more often. But Spurs, dangerous looking.
Sedgley with the corner kick. Headed away by Roy Keane. Samways. Moran, Dozell. Howell's had a go. Still alive though for Spurs. It's Mabbutt. And Dozell took it virtually off the feet of Moran there, who obviously didn't call for it. And away goes Ryan Giggs, taken down by Darren Caskey. And the referee will have a word with Caskey. He's been in trouble with referees a couple of times already this season. But not a sign of dissent, anger or retaliation from Giggs. He just gets on with it and lets his feet do the talking. Pallister with it for United. Looking for Lee Sharp, who'd taken up a centre forward position. Manchester United's subs today are Brian Clare and Nicky Butt. Butt, an 18-year-old from the England youth team in the summer. Samways to Mabbutt and takes it back again. Everything channeled through Samways. Sedgley taken on the back of the legs there by Bruce. But before that, the flag was up for an offside.
I think when Manchester United get it at the back between Pallister and Bruce, somebody's got to make a run over the top, because Hughes is coming deep for the ball and Cantona's coming deep for the ball, and they have to dink it in, so they're always in front of the Spurs defence, which will make it very difficult for them to get through. Somebody's got to break. See from this position now. See, Keane is making the break now.
Bruce delivers up to Hughes. Robson. Call is made by Irwin. He takes it up. Robson stays outside left to make the cross. But Torsford's handled the ball really well today. Sedgley. Moran, the man who replaced Teddy Sheringham. Both the ball and Schmeichel hitting the post.
Wasn't a good cross really. He was never going to threaten the goals there. But Giggs has come to the outside right position and Sharma switched over to the left. But I don't think it's such a good idea really, because Giggs is the one that's really going to do the damage down the left-hand side.
As against that, Sharp looked distinctly unhappy on the right-hand side today anyway. So they're going to try it this way for a little while and see what happens. Samway's been put under pressure by Giggs. Campbell puts Samway's back. Look at Giggs hassling and harrying and making Spurs make a hasty clearance, and that's what they end up giving the ball away. David Kerslake, faced by Sharp. Samways changes it. Back to Kerslake. Nick Barmby, nice to see him back. Oh, Caskey, a little casual on that. And away goes Lee Sharp. Samways again, getting in the telling little interception.
Samways has been very influential. Defended really well when he's had to. He's behind the ball all the time, so when Manchester United make the break, he's in a good defensive position, which is good midfield play. But once he gets in that position, he's getting his tackles in, his little touches here and there to stop Manchester United.
Parker for Hughes. Nabbit with him.
Need a break, Manchester United. Step up the pace, like Giggs did early on when he was getting after Campbell and Samways. Get more of the Manchester United players in that, because they have to lift it a little bit if they're going to win this match.
So Giggs flings it in. Sharp Cantona in there. Break by Barmby. Stopped by Irwin. Hughes. Campbell. Keane. Running with him is Sedgley. Samways. Kerslake for Barmby. Kasky. Barmby takes it again. Here's Moran. Dazelle makes his way into the middle. He's the only Spurs player in there.
I think that's a Spurs tactic. As soon as they make a break, get Dazelle in the box, because he's very, very good in the air. And they do lack a little bit up there with Barmby and Moran when they make a break. Dazelle is most likely to get his head on the ball.
That's him, number 12. But Gary Pallister's the man who clears it. Cantona, while the rest waited, he acted. He's on his own for the moment. He's got to wait for support. He's got it. Giggs plays it through for Hughes. Torsfed was absolutely brilliant, and Sharp puts it over the top. It's a goal kick. But the big 6'4" Norwegian really earning his keep there, no doubt about it.
Great move by Manchester United. Little flick here. Giggs gets a break on the ball here. Puts Hughes through. Hughes does quite well. But I think it's Robson's following up very well here. Gets a little touch. Should have scored there. Once Sharp's in that position, you can't waste chances like that in a tight match. Should have stuck that. A chance.
Bruce. Howells. Irwin. Hughes. Irwin again. Now Sharp. Irwin being held back by Kasky. Was he in the box when he was held?
Very close if we see it again. Very silly thing to do, wasn't it, for a player? I think he could be inside the box here. Very, very close.
And the referee has already had a word with Kasky earlier on, and this time, as you can see, the yellow card is in his left hand.
And that's a lack of discipline, could cost you the game. Very dangerous position for Manchester United. For Spurs, because if he'd made a run with Irwin, he'd as good a chance of stopping and getting the ball rather than letting him go and then trying to drag him back. This what can cost you.
Irwin very good in these situations. Number 5 there is Lee Sharp. Now Irwin swinging it in. Up goes Pallister. It's a goal kick, and it's a good chance, because when we see this in replay, you'll see there was no challenge at all on Gary Pallister.
Oh, he should have scored, Jim. If you look at Pallister's goal scoring record, actually it's very bad. He's such a good header of the ball in defensive positions, but when he gets up there, and like Bruce has scored lots of goals, and there's no reason why Pallister shouldn't score as many as Bruce when he gets up there. And I'd say that's one of the reasons there. But that was a really poor finish. Very close to the goals.
Dazelle. Kasky has got to watch himself now. He's on yellow. Kerslake. Samways. Robson got in the challenge. Away goes Keane. He's very good in these situations. Darting at the attack. Here's Cantona. Almost worked for him. Irwin. And Moran bashing it into the first couple of rows there. and they didn't like it. Somebody took it personally. Lee Sharp swinging it across, comes to Keane! Roy Keane!
Well, just the break they needed, Manchester United. Poor defending down the left, but it was a very good finish by Keane. Poor cross by Sharp, actually. When you see Sharp here, I think it's Sharp in this position. It's not a good cross. It gets a little deflection off a Spurs player. Attempted clearance, but there it's good. Spinning nicely for him. Spinning into the corner. Just what Manchester United needed.
Yeah, tremendous finish by the Irish international. Tucked away when even Torsford couldn't get a touch. 20 minutes gone, second half. Roy Keane getting words of encouragement and commendation there from his skipper Brian Robson. Tremendous finish. And United are one up. And so they're singing at Old Trafford. The mood has changed to one of jollification now. Anxiety seems to be diminishing, if not evaporating. And with this man as well, Alex Ferguson.
They should build on this now, Manchester United. Once they make the break, Spurs don't have much up front, and particularly when you lose a goal, it does demoralise the sides who are hanging on a little bit. They were defending quite well up to the last few minutes.
Irwin, Cantona, here's Giggs. Perfectly timed run, perfect delivery of the pass from Cantona. Only 1/3 was missing the finish. But one thing you've got to admire about Giggs, he doesn't stand around for fancy stuff, prima donna stuff. He works, gets back, gets goal side, does his bit.
Yeah, he's played really well today. And he showed the urgency up front when he hasn't got the ball. The other Manchester United players haven't shown. But gets after it well. That was a great move, great ball from Cantona, and a good chance for Giggs.
Stopped by Howells. Howells to Kasky. Kerslake. Nobody wants it really. Play it back to Howells. Spurs a little dispirited now after that. Samways. Sedgley to Mabbott. Cantona, Hughes, Robson, Irwin, Keane, Irishman to Irishman, Lee Sharp, Keane again. He's got Robson behind him here. Robson as Irwin. Beginning to show off their paces now as a passing team. Parker to Ryan Giggs, and the buzz rises a few decibels now as he gives it to Cantona. Sedgley having a little swipe at him there. Head of Howells gets it out. Cantona. The lucky break there as Howells let it through. Here's Lee Sharp. 2 goals to 0. Lee Sharp the scorer. 2 goals in a 4-minute spell.
It's amazing really, because Manchester United have been passing the ball really well in that movement, and they finished up a bad pass that led to the goal. Cantona's ball was never really on for Sharp, and Howells made a right mess of it. Watch Cantona's ball here. Should have been played a lot simpler than this, and he tries the left-footed one that's not on. Howells should have taken it away very easy. Look, under his foot. Sharp did really well. Once he gets through here, he's good in this position with the ball at his feet, and then he's just picking out his spot to knock it past Horsfeld. It suited Manchester United. Once they got the first goal, it suited them well, because the passing movements, they didn't have to be anxious about getting forward, and a bad mistake by Spurs. That should never have happened there.
Justin Edinburgh has just come into the Manchester United, or to the Spurs team, and into the Manchester United team is coming Brian McClare for Brian Robson. McClare losing out really as a first choice player, but a man of great pace and vitality in the midfield as an attacking midfield player. Justin Edinburgh is into the Spurs team, slotting into his normal full-back position. Moran has gone off. Here's Samways. Campbell has gone from full-back to centre-forward for Spurs. Kasky to Kerslake. Poor cross. Ryan Giggs is the one that gets it away. As far as Hughes. And away goes Keane, thundering through the middle. And it reaches him. Through bad play by Edinburgh to let it through. Kasky to Dizelle. Here's Campbell. David Kerslake. Dizelle in there with Paul Parker. Hardly a match in size. Well done, Mabbutt. Referee plays on. Kerslake nearly always produces goals this fixture. Nearly always. And most often 3 or 4 in a game. Well, there's 2 today. There were 5 back in January when they met. Giggs. That's beautiful. To Brian McClare. Sedgley's the Spurs player. McClare works hard to get it back. Irwin. Sharp. Hughes in there. Mabbutt is strong. Mabbutt, a very good experienced player at the heart of the Spurs defence. Samways takes it. Dizelle to Kerslake. Samways. 5 lined across the Manchester United penalty area, waiting on delivery. Samways across. Edinburgh sneaked up. Now what can he do with it? Cut it back, and the chance was there for Darren Kasky. Kasky has taken 1 back for Spurs in the 27th minute of the game.
Well, Samway's very prominent there. Good ball from here. After the goal scored, Bruce is going mad, but he's wondering where Parker is. Look at Parker standing on the edge of the box, which is a dreadful position for a full-back to take. Good move by Spurs, and in the back of the net. Now Bruce goes up and has a right go at Parker. Now what Parker's doing there, I do not know.
Ozzy Ardiles. Keane. Hughes wants it. Hughes gets it. Give them a bit of width on the left is Sharp, and further width and continuation. Irwin's gone up there. That's a very good challenge by Howells. Nick Barmby. Vinnie Samways. By far the most influential player in the Spurs side. He certainly touched the ball more often than anybody else in a white shirt today. Good play at the back by United. Pallister and Sharp contrived to get it to Hughes. Canton has moved to the right, pulled 3 defenders with him to allow the space for Sharp to attack on the left. Here's the cross towards Hughes. Giggs is coming in from the right half position to link up with Hughes. Scoops it over the defender looking for Keane. And Mabbutt goes down into the hoarding. Less than a quarter of an hour left now. 2 goals to 1. 3 goals in a 7-minute spell. Keane the lead, Sharp 2-0, and then that 1 back by Kasky. Parker. Keane. and Parker and Keane. And where's he going now?
Once it's tight like that, Keane is a midfield player, should be getting the ball changed. Let it beat him, get it around on the other side and look at the other side of the field. So once it's too close on one side, there's plenty of space on the other side of the pitch.
Kasky to Campbell. Bruce strong on the tackle. Kasky, Barmby, Edinburgh. United letting them have it here without a challenge going in. United getting a lot of players back on the edge of their area. Samways linking with Kasky. Number 20 is Kasky. Pallister's head. Sharp. The right backs used to be number 2. Spurs right back today is number 22. Gone long since are the days when the total numbers of a team reached 66. Spurs have 22, 24, 23 and 20 here. Darren Kasky. That's Irwin's clearance to McClare, to Hughes. Cantona in there, forcing Mavid into the hasty pass back. Thorsford did well, kept his wits about him. Howells to Kerslake. About 11 minutes to go. Kasky to Mavid. Spurs with this great tradition as a passing team, and they're living up to it today, despite having to do without a few of their best players through injury. Samways, Sedgley, Kasky, and eventually they walk into the trap of offside.
Well, United are living dangerously now because they've given the ball away a few times unnecessarily. Hughes one time, McClare another time, when they should be attacking. And they are giving Spurs far too much room, particularly Samways. Keane should be told now to get tight, Samways. Don't do anything else. They're winning the game 2-1. Just get tight on them.
Special moment here. Nicky Butt, who's just 18, playing in the England youth team, comes into the United side. A very special day for him. He's replacing a veteran, all of 19, Ryan Giggs. Nicky Butt, 19, number 19 for the 18-year-old. And here he is, his first important touch. Dennis Irwin. Howells came out of that challenge on Butt with an injury. Kasky plays it up to Campbell, and Pallister threw his body across the run of the Spurs player. That's a free kick. Well, let's rephrase it. It was a foul, but a throw-in is the decision. Kerslake. Samways. Pallister getting it out to Keane. Hughes and Cantona are his nearest support, and young Nicky Butt is on the right, and he receives. Well, Keane really gave him nothing to play with there.
It's about 4 passes now Manchester United have made in the last less than 10 minutes, which are vital. Once you break the break like that, passing's got to be good to finish the team off. The Spurs have thrown everything forward now. Once you make the break, you shouldn't give it away too easily.
Cantona to Keane. McClare. I don't think there's any alarm about the withdrawal of Ryan Giggs. I think he just may have been tired after the midweek international, trying to forget that he's still only a teenager. Campbell on the run here with Pallister. Pallister, very strong man. Very strong man. So Ferguson's now used his 2 subs. And so have Spurs. Here's Nick Barmby. Sedgley to Samways. Kerslake. Running Irwin, chance to cross it. Chance is spurned. It's a goal kick for Manchester United with 8 minutes left at Old Trafford.
Could be an uneasy 8 minutes for Alex Ferguson. The Spurs are well in this game. United giving the ball away far too easily. If they string a couple of passes together here, they'll get a third goal. But if they keep giving it away, there's always a good chance the Spurs will get another.
Abbott up on the shoulders of Hughes. Referee plays it on. Offside against Butt. Samways, Spurs, Sedgley, Kasky, Samways. Dozell, Howells, Kerslake, Samways. Got it away before Hughes could get in a challenge. This is Mabbutt. Samways again. Campbell shows for him. Gets away from 2 challenges, Keane and Butt. Irwin clearing it at Cantona. Keane's on the right, wants it now. It has to be played now or he's offside. And he is offside. That's no goal. That is no goal. It had to be played at a specific moment or that was going to happen, offside.
I think Cantona just delayed a little bit, but I think he was waiting for Keane into the right position. Maybe if he had delivered it earlier, Keane wouldn't have got to the pitch of it. But again, a good passing movements by Manchester United. Of getting the breaks, once they Spurs have thrown everything forward, when Manchester United win around their own box, they've got a great chance of scoring again.
Campbell's made a bit of a difference up front, his height and his strength. Oh, he came out of that with a knock. That was Cantona down to McClare. McClare redelivers. Here's Cantona. He's usually good in these situations. Usually, not always.
Good pace by Cantona. Once he gets in that position, he's really quick, and he usually does better than that. I think he's tried to hit it on the half volley, which is technically coming over his shoulder like that is very difficult. I thought a volley was his best bet, and his touch wasn't good. He just knocked away from the goals a little bit, made the angle very poor for himself. But again, Manchester United, 1 or 2 passes when Spurs, and they win the ball, and they are in on the goals.
Campbell, cramp he went down with. You saw him going down that last challenge. I thought it was a knock he took, but they were certainly treating him as though it were a cramp, and he's okay again. Parker to Cantona. But Parker again. Does very well. Takes it away from Sedgley. They want a cross. They want it now. Well, how he'd like to get on the score sheet today, Brian McClare. In his situation, now he can do it every goal he can get. Keep pressing his claims for first choice inclusion in the Man U side. Manchester United throw. Spurs trying to do a fast one. Here's Butt. Here's Cantona. Enough bodies got back goal side to deny him. Keane has a look around. There's plenty of space. Mabbutt lets it run dead. Game's in its last 5 minutes now at Old Trafford. And it may not be over yet as regards the scoring. Here comes McClare. Agonisingly across the face of the goal. Cantona and Hughes were at the back post.
Well, he always worked hard. McClare did well, showed his pace when he got through. I'm not so sure about the final ball. I don't know whether he was on for the shot there across the goal. I think he was crossed across the goal. He would have pulled it back a little bit more than he did.
Mabbutt, Torsved. Campbell came off Pallister. Campbell is hurt, and Spurs may have to finish this game with 10 players. Irwin.
He's got cramp again, Jim.
Campbell's okay. Well, okay to continue in the match. Anyway, here's Bruce. Thorsved. The Norwegian beats the Frenchman.
We're feeling they'll sneak another goal before the end here, Manchester United.
Leclerc to Hughes. And Mabbitt does well again. Mabbitt's had a good match in Hughes today. Up to Dazelle. Kasky beaten by Keane. Keane being challenged by Campbell.
I think he'll have a bit of cramp all right after that, Jim. If he's got cramp like that, you should just tell him to go over the touchline. Can't keep going down every couple of minutes with cramp.
Here's the incident. The tenacity of Keane was never going to be beaten there. Spurs, of course, have used their two allotted substitutes. Roy Keane, scorer of the goal that broke the deadlock today. Lee Sharp, the scorer of the second one. Sharp, I suppose, the only player in the Premiership who has his name twice on the jersey. One for the sponsor, one for his surname. And here he is. Taking on two. Crowd down in that corner reckon he was fouled. Here's Brian McClare.
Kasky's very silly. Kasky had a kick at Sharp that time. He's already in the... got his name taken.
About a minute left of normal playing time. Cantona fancying himself as a corner taker. Dazelle, Keane, Irwin, Corkman to Corkman. Hughes, Cantona. Oh, what a strike! Beautifully struck ball right on the meat. Don't often get them as sweet as that, but at the end, no return. Smashing shot.
Right shot. Keeper made it look easy too. Very comfortable.
Kerslake on the run. Got away from Sharp. And there's Keane back defending. Did a stint, of course, with Nottingham Forest as a centre half. Hughes. Nicky Butt called for it on the right. Now what can the young man do? Looks for Cantona. A little touch of nerves or inexperience or both. But more senior players can make mistakes too, and nothing's taught about them. We're in time added on. Sharp, Keane, McClare, and Butt, and Keane, and Bruce. And United look home now. Parker, they've only got to keep it. A little bit more difficult to keep it when it's with the goalkeeper, especially unless he plays it short, and he does to Parker. And they do it again. We'll see what happens. Referee calls for the ball, and at Old Trafford it's all over. All goals in the match came in a 7-minute spell from the 20th to the 27th of the second half. Roy Keane got the first, Lee Sharp got the second. Darren Kasky took one back for Spurs. In true tradition of United Spurs matches, plenty of goals and a good deal of passing football. The final score then from Old Trafford.